Hi everyone. Whoop. Hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do something different. I did talk about how I wanted to do some reviews of shows and movies that I've recently watched. But it's been a little bit of a while since I watched some shows and movies, but I did want to talk about movies that shows that I've recently watched in the past month or so that I've been really into lately. So one show in particular was You on Netflix. It season 2 has been very interesting. So spoiler alert, this whole entire video is going to be spoilers. So just forewarning, You, oh my god, I kind of predicted the ending of the second season. The first season I didn't predict what was going to happen to I cannot remember her name because it's been a while, but I did not predict that was gonna happen. I feel so much for Joe. Is that I hate the fact that I feel that much for him, but at the same time I'm kind of like, you could be so much better, but you choose not to. So, but the second season, it was kind of predictable. I kind of knew that that she was gonna be a psychopath as well. Kind of figure that out. I really wish that they didn't kill, what's her name, the one who was a news reporter. I wish they didn't kill her. I feel so bad for her sister, but they're kind of leading into a third season, and I don't really know what they're gonna do with that. Also, I wish they didn't kill Love's brother. He was really sweet. I really liked him, even though he was stupid, but it was a good show. Another show that I recently got into was Insatiable. I know it's very contradictory. A lot of people say that they don't like it. I watch it just because of the weirdness of it. I don't know if it really sends a good message to people with, disorders of eating excessively or the lack thereof. But I mean, it's okay. It's funny where it needs to be funny, but it's also kind of weird. It's just like one of those shows that you secretly binge watch just to binge watch, even though everybody else hates it. I think it's okay. Another show that I used to watch, which ended a long time ago, I think I only ever got one season, was with Drew Barrymore, and I believe it was Diet Sinclair. That was kind of weird, like one of those similar kind of things. I also recently got back into watching iZombie. For those of you who don't know, I really love investigation shows, and I love the fact that they mix that with zombies. There's just something about it, and I haven't finished all of it. I think it ended a while back, but I'm starting to get back into it again. Also, I got back into kind of watching 13 Reasons. I believe I finished I'm midway in the second season. I know that the third season already came out. The reason why I stopped watching it was because I was like, why did they make a second and third season when the book literally ended where the first season ended? So I'm kind of confused on that. Also, I didn't really like the book. This show is, it's okay. I don't recommend for young viewers, just because even with the book, I don't recommend young kids to read it. But yeah, I recently got back into that. Also, another show that I recently was watching, and I can't wait for another season, is The Dark Crystal. For those of you who haven't seen my review on The Dark Crystal, oh my god, I loved the original movie. Jim Henson, oh my god, I love the TV show. I think they really did a great job, especially recreating the original Skeksis. Oh my god, that is so amazing. Plus, I love the fact that they talk more about the certain characters that we never got to see in the original movie. So I think that's really cool. Another show that I recently started watching was Sex Education. I get very bored, and then I end up watching shows on Netflix, and surprisingly, that show isn't that bad. I actually kind of like it. I think it's an interesting story. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's basically about a boy who has a mom who his mom is a sex therapist, and he is in high school, and he ends up becoming basically the student body's sex therapist in secret, so he makes money off of that. And then he has his own love relationship issues, and then they talk about sexuality and like whether you're pan or bisexual and things like that of that nature, or straight. And I think it's a really cool, interesting, weird TV show. I do recommend. I do like it. I believe it's set in Britain or Wales. I cannot remember. But it's an interesting TV show, actually. I recently finished. Did I finish it? No, I didn't. I think I'm still left on a couple episodes. Another show that I recently finished, and I believe they're coming out with a third season, was Rick and Morty. I just got really bored one day, and I watched the first 2 or 3 seasons on Hulu, and yeah, I was just really, really bored. And what other shows have I been watching? That's pretty much everything, I believe. I'm just gonna pull up my Netflix account to see if there was anything else. I did recently start watching Breaking Bad again. I haven't finished everything. Some shows that are still on my to-do list is the Shadowhunter series. I never got to finish it. Shameless and Breaking Bad and Once Upon a Time. Those are some of my favorite TV shows, and I never finished them, but I will get to it. I don't know if I want to do reviews separately on each of these TV shows, just because they're all so complex, and sometimes I just forget what is in the TV shows. So I feel like just doing like a recap of everything, maybe, of like shows that like finished, and then I'll talk about it like, oh, like I finished all of this and this is what I thought here and there. I just feel like sometimes these reviews of TV shows are a little bit harder for me to review than books, because I can take notes on it, whereas a TV show I just want to like enjoy it and watch it. But I believe those are all the TV shows that I watch. Some movies that I recently did get into was, recently I rewatched Room. Thought it was amazing. It was really, really good. It's a really great book as well. Highly recommend for anybody to watch it. I also recently watched La La Land. I was a little bit drunk when I watched it, but still, can we like talk a little bit about it? I know I might get like some slack or like some people saying like negative things to me, but I feel like I'm not the only one. I didn't like it. Like, it's been how many years since it came out, and I feel like maybe I watched it like at the wrong year, but like I never watched it, and I just thought like the actors were good and whatever, but I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, the story was like a very simple story that was drawn out way too long, if that made any sense. And the songs, I know it won a lot of like awards, especially for the music score, but I kind of feel like part of the reason was because they kept replaying the same 2 or 3 songs in the background in different scenes, and I almost lost it because you would just hear the one song being played in different genres with different musical instruments, and it was just so like weird. I thought I was like high or something when I was listening to it. I was like, oh my god, like no wonder they're catchy, because they're playing them constantly in the background. And then like it was hard to keep up with the story and what was happening. There were moments where I was like, wait, this happened? I'm confused. What is going on? I thought, for those of you who have seen the movie, there was a point where like, so I guess what was her name? Emma Stone, her character, ended up marrying and having kids with somebody else instead of Ryan Gosling's character. I can't remember her name, Mia. I can't remember what the guy's name was. Sebastian? Yeah. So Mia marries, has kids, whatever, and then like they see each other. He's at his like club and whatever, and she imagines her life completely different. I was like, wait, she got married? There was no indication of time lapse or like what happened. I was confused. I thought she was acting in a movie at that point, because there are moments where like she's in a movie and she's acting, but then she's not. I was confused. So I thought the guy that she was with, she was just acting in a movie, and then they just happened to hire Sebastian to play the music. I was very confused. There was no distinction. Also, I was partially drunk, so you can imagine how weird out I was. The only thing that made sense in the whole entire movie to me was the part where they were just dancing and there were stars everywhere. Not the song City of Stars, but where they were dancing like in the middle towards the end of the movie, where like they were dancing and then they were floating amongst stars. I'm not joking. Like, I was drunk, and that was the only part that kind of made sense to me, because I was just like, am I high or do I see them floating? I was very confused. Don't watch the movie when you're drunk. Like, and then the opening number was just kind of subpar. I know I'm gonna, like, people are gonna probably hate me, but like, the movie was not for me, and I feel like I know two other people who didn't like the movie either. They were like, it was okay. Like, I kind of just feel like it was hyped up for no reason, just because of the actors, and the music was somewhat okay. But then again, they were also playing the same 3 songs pretty constantly throughout the whole entire movie, and I was just like, why can't we just have regular music? I think there was one point where they actually had somebody else's music in the movie, and it was just so totally bizarre. There were also times where like there was snow falling when snow wasn't there, and like, and I was just confused. Don't watch this movie when you're drunk. Like, little mini rant over. I'm trying to think what other movies I saw recently. Let's see. Oh, I saw, what was it? The movie that they made a recreation of Ted Bundy with Zac Efron and Lily Collins. Oh my god, I love Zac Efron, and I also love Lily Collins. She's my favorite. I'm just gonna show you how much she's my favorite. She's my favorite. That's a painting that I made of her in high school. She's my favorite. I love her so much, and I love that movie. It was really, really great. Very believable. That's another show I kind of tried to get into. I tried watching, another show that I tried watching was the Umbrella Academy. Kind of weird. I kind of only really wanted to watch it because Ellen Page comes out in it, and it was just kind of bizarre. And then they lost me at the monkey, and then they lost me even more when they had these like hitmen people wearing these weirdly big animal-like masks. I was just really confused, and then I saw guns shooting, and I was like, I don't know if I want to keep watching this. I watched, what is it? Unbelievable. That one's about an investigation and about a bunch of girls who had been getting raped in the middle of the night, but they couldn't tell who it was, and then it took years later to figure it out. That was a really great show. I really, really enjoyed it. Another show that it reminds me of, When They See Us. That was really great. Oh my god, I really love that show. Also, I saw, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called. The Act. Oh my god, for those of you who saw The Act, I've seen it like 3 times already. It was so good. Oh my god, I loved it. I did read up more about the actual experience. It was just weird watching it because like some things that like had happened within the show and in like the actual like case kind of actually were similar to my own experience. Like when she went to the movies, I was like, oh my god, I remember being in the movie theater and seeing that the same movie, and that kind of freaked me out a little bit. And like there were just like some moments that just kind of like were a little bit weird, and they kind of hit home where they shouldn't have. But that was a really great show. I recently watched it not too long ago, along with When They See Us. That's a really great show as well. and unbelievable. Another movie that I watched was Six Underground, I believe, with Ryan Reynolds. That one, it wasn't what I expected. It was kind of interesting, kind of weird. Also, another show that I, not another show, another movie I saw recently, around the Christmas time was A Wonderful Life. I had never seen that movie before, and it was just, I feel so bad for the main character because I'm like, dude, you should have just left. Like, I would have just left. I wouldn't have cared what happened to this small town. It wouldn't have mattered after I was gone anyway. Like, after I died, it probably wouldn't have even mattered. But, yeah, I recently watched that. And then around the holidays, and then I'm trying to think what else I've watched. Mostly a lot of horror movies. I tried watching The Society. My friend tried to get me to watch it, but I didn't find it all that interesting in the beginning. I wasn't paying attention either, so that didn't help. I'm trying to think what else I've watched. Bird Box I rewatched recently. That was a really great movie as well. Brain on Fire I watched as well. That was kind of interesting. It reminded me of my friend. She's going through a lot of health issues right now, so it kind of reminded me a little bit of her. And oh, I also watched AMI. It was really, really weird. It was about like a sentient phone and how the phone was trying to be this user's mom. It was just really, really bizarre. I feel like I should just like do reviews on like all the weird movies that I've watched on Netflix. Like there's some really bizarre ones, and I feel like I should end up doing reviews for them because some of them I watched like way back when, and then some of them I've recently watched. But like I feel like I should do reviews on them, but I have to rewatch them to remember what they were about. But those are like some of the ones that I recently had watched. Movie wise in theaters, I haven't really watched something in the movies in a long time. I really wanted to see It Part 2, but I didn't get the chance to. And I also wanted to see Pikachu Detective. I didn't get to see the chance to see that either, and I didn't get to see Good Boys. I really wanted to see that because I forget what the kid's name he's also the kid that played in Room, who played Jack. And I really wanted to see that movie. And yeah, I mean, those are mostly the movies that I watched and some of my little synopsis about like some of them that really like, you know, I feel like I need to talk about. But my little mini review, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's not really long. Some of my videos are gonna be a little bit on the shorter side, especially these kind of videos. I'm still getting used to YouTube and like how long my content should be, but let me know if I should do some reviews on some of these movies. Some of them are kind of bizarre and I really do want to talk about them. Like I said, I'm more into like investigation type shows, horror movies I really like, even the bizarre ones. And I would love to do reviews on them, maybe even like do like a chit chat or something while I'm talking about them. But I would probably have to watch them and then record what I thought about the movie just so that I can remember. But if you guys have any recommendations for movies to watch on Netflix, Hulu, or Disney Plus, I have all three. And I even have Amazon, but I might be taking that off soon. So if you guys have any recommendations of like movies to watch, I would love to watch more of them and add them to my list. I've watched a lot of weird, bizarre movies. Like I really want to do a review on like some of my top favorite like movies of all time. I have some really weird recommendations, and maybe some of the top like worst as well, because like I've seen some pretty bad movies. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am doing a lot of videos right now and trying to create as many as I can, and filming wise and like all of that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see all you guys in the next one. Bye.